which of Allah's favors can we deny? Above all creatures He chose us to be high. To Him we belong, to Him is our return. Life in this world is only a sojourn. To the angels He commanded that man be respected. Shaitan he did not, and so was he rejected. Compared to the angels, we are but clay. As long as Allah we obey, we'll not go astray.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to our show, Islamic Law Today. Thank you for being with us today. I would like to welcome Professor Muhammad Naim Saie for being with us. Professor Muhammad Naim Saie is a professor in several American universities and a permanent member in the Fatwa Committee in North America. You can communicate with us and call us in the second and the third segment through our phone number is 00202 38 555 248 and 249, or you can write to us through our email islamiclawtoday@huda.tv. Professor Muhammad, in the previous episode we were talking about applying the Islamic law on the non-Muslims in a Muslim country. If we talk about, because we had several questions from our viewers asking about what about the rights as citizenships if we want to apply the Islamic law. Is there the citizenship in Islam regarding how to deal with the non-Muslims in their Muslim country is better than the citizenship concept in for example, in the Egyptian constitution that they want to apply?
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم يا ربنا لك الحمد كما ينبغي لجلال وجهك وعظيم سلطانك. سبحانك لا نحصي ثناء عليك أنت كما أثنيت على نفسك. اللهم إنا نسألك علما نافعا وقلبا خاشعا ودعاء مسموعا متقبلا. اللهم إني أسألك أن تجعل أعمالنا ونياتنا وأقوالنا كلها خالصة لوجهك الكريم برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم فرج الكرب عنا وعن المكروبين ونفس الهم عنا وعن المهمومين وفك أسر المأسورين وأحسن خلاص المسجونين وارفع الهم والغم عن الإسلام والمسلمين في مشارق الأرض ومغاربها برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. أما بعد. We have said in the last episode about the status of the non-Muslims people within a Muslim state. And we did explain by the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala how much Islam is so wise and so deep in the understanding of this relationship between non-Muslims and Muslims within the Muslim state. And we said that this is meant to be this way. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala won't, by His rules, by His Islamic law, by His Sharia, to make everything possible, or maybe every method possible to make a bridge between Muslims and non-Muslims. And one of these methods is to allow non-Muslim to live within the Muslim state with Muslims. They are going to live with them, they're going to watch them, dealing with them. Muslims can marry from them. They are going to live the normal life. They're going to see Muslims, how they are acting in their life, how they are managing their situations in different aspects within the Islamic rules. And nothing better than practical way to prove your point. If you just keep maybe lecturing people and talking about Islam in different maybe channels, different maybe means, it is not enough. Nothing better than let someone come and maybe sit with you, maybe visit you, maybe live with you inside your home for maybe 10 days, 20 days, and let him see indeed and in practical way your normal life within the Islamic frame and Islamic rules. Indeed, the Prophet ﷺ did something like this before the full establishment of the Islamic State. When he was inviting some people and some non-Muslims, they approached the Prophet ﷺ and the Sahaba. They would like to come and get closer to Islam, to see Islam in a best way. So they were very welcomed. People, they came from Najran in Saudi Arabia right now. They were Christian. And the Prophet ﷺ, did reserve a special place in his masjid. As you could imagine that at that time, his masjid, his mosque was maybe the 5 stars hotel.
Yes.
5 stars maybe reception, maybe place for guests and special guests. So he reserved a special place in his masjid, in his mosque, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to receive these people, the Christian people. And they spent weeks in his masjid, just watching Muslim, how they are praying, how they are doing, how they are sometimes having some beautiful talk after the Fajr prayer. And they normally, they leave the masjid sometimes to see the Muslims market, the Muslim people, how they act in their life. So after they finish all of this, they agreed that Islam is so beautiful and so great, but they cannot announce their Islam yet at that moment. Prophet ﷺ did not make any kind of maybe harm or harsh maybe notice about their reaction to this, but he was welcoming them, and he did receive them in a very beautiful and generous way, and they left. And they go back. They did go back to their place where they came from. So this is meant to be this way. So non-Muslims are welcome to live with Muslims in their Muslim state, and they have the right to worship what they believe in. They have the right to practice their religion. They have the right to practice every aspect of life, to go to universities, college, and have to earn degrees, and to work and to open any kind of business. Muslims are allowed to deal with them. They are encouraged to deal with them, to show them Muslims' honesty, Muslims' fair deal. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of this right now among Muslims themselves. وَلَا حَوْلَ وَلَا قُوَّةَ إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ. That's why, some new Muslims, when he came to some Muslim countries, what he would say.
They usually say, Alhamdulillah, that I became Muslim before I met Muslims.
Yes, exactly.
Unfortunately, they say this.
Yes. And that reminds us about what Sheikh Muhammad Abdu said a long time ago when he was visiting France. And he said, I did see Islam in France, I did not see Muslims. When he came back, he said that I did see Muslims, but I did not see Islam. This unfortunately is still going on. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to change it. So we could see Muslims and Islam in the Muslim countries. So people, they could see us. They could see Muslims in a best way, inshallah ta'ala. That's why I'm always encouraging Muslims, wherever they go, to be ambassador for their Islam. Wherever they go, to be the carrier of the message of Islam. Not just by talking, not just by maybe making some lecture or maybe some programs in a practical way. Just be good Muslims, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will deliver the message, inshallah ta'ala.
Inshallah.
So this is some of their right. Some of the right that they choose to keep their religion, or maybe they would like to change. They would like to be Muslims. They are more than welcome to become Muslims. But Islam is not allowing any Muslim or any Muslim authorities to force anyone to become Muslims. Even suppose someone would like to marry a Christian lady, he's not allowed to force her to become Muslim. Even Muslim scholars, they said it's not even wise to tell someone, well, I would like to marry me as a wife, I would like to be your husband, you have to become Muslim first, so I cannot. It's better than that to say, oh, listen, maybe I love you, maybe you love me, but I want you to become Muslim out of your belief. You have to believe in Islam.
Yes.
Because this is good for you, this is good for you, good for me, good for everyone. So please don't do it because you love me. You have to do it for yourself. You have to do it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is some of the status for non-Muslim within the Muslim state. Now, very important issue you are just brought up to the surface of this episode, which is the issue of the status of non-Muslims. I keep hearing non-Muslims, Christians, Jews, especially those that are living in Arab countries, about the issue of عقد الذمة. عقد الذمة, when you are talking about Christians and Jews, they have a covenant to be like singled out, according to some wrong understanding, from the rest of the Muslim citizens in the Muslim state. So they say we are non-regular citizens.
Second degree,
third degree, something like this, and that's why you give us the title of Ahlul Dhimma, the people of covenant.
Yes.
So we prefer, that's what they say, we prefer to be the people of citizens, the people of Egypt. We are Egyptian, we are Syrian, we are something like this. I'm always keep asking myself, which one is higher in its status, in its right, in its level? The status of people of covenant or the status of people of citizens? So if you say that I am a citizen of Egypt, or saying I am under the covenant of Islam, which means here you are under the covenant of Allah and His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. People of covenant means literally that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving the Muslims, people, a commandment, an order to protect these people and to keep these people with their right within the Muslim state under His own protection subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the one who is going to execute this protection is the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam when he was there. And after him, everyone has to act on behalf of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to give these protections to non-Muslim people in the name of people of covenant. So when you are comparing now between people of covenant and Egyptian citizens being given by the local law, the local maybe rules, the local maybe or the man-made status, but people of covenant is being given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it's Allah made. It's Allah made status. Allah is giving them this status. Is very, very high status. And that if any Muslim does harm any of these people, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has warned him, and the Prophet ﷺ has warned this person to be punished. And he will be punished here during the Muslim state and authorities, and he will be punished in the Day of Judgment because he broke that covenant Allah gives subhanahu wa ta'ala these people. So I'm always saying that people of covenant is higher in its status and its right than the status of citizen. But at the same time, is there any contradiction between this and that? No, there's no contradiction. You could say that this Jew or Christian, he's a citizen of the Muslim state, but adding to that, plus he has that status. So he has double status.
So in another word, they have the same right as a citizen, plus add to this protection from Allah and His Messenger.
Exactly. They have the right to have the passport, to travel, to live, to have the ownership of
to vote,
business, and to be acting like regular people, but extra status being given to these people. Why? Someone asked this question: why they are being given extra status more than Muslims?
Yes, if they are even and equal, then what is the need for this higher status?
Because this is like your very special guest. Now, when you say guest, some people will not like.
Yes.
Right? The guest of God subhanahu wa ta'ala.
The guest of God, not the guest of the country.
Yes. As if that this is a special group. Allah gave them special status, and to give them special attention, special care, special look and thought, because Allah did not allow them to live with you, allow you to live with them for nothing. You are the carrier, deliverer. So you have to treat them like a special guest by the status and by the covenant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
If you please can give me just one or two example of what, from the Sharia law, what did the Sharia law give them that in the citizenship they will not have? Something will make them feel, oh, that will be better. That will be better. Not that I'm
Well, if you talk now about the second item in this episode about the issue of jizya,
Okay.
you see that they have better situation than Muslims.
Jizya, which is
Jizya
like
means
the
that
taxes.
kind of fee.
Okay.
They are paying it yearly for their own protection.
Okay.
Not protection within the Muslim state. No, protection from outside.
I see.
Within the Muslim state, they have enough protection because this is like an obligation. The moment you agree to let them live with you, and the moment Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow them to live with you, they have already the protection within the Muslim state.
Yes.
But this is a fee like to share the Muslim state in some expenses to defend the country against any enemy.
Okay.
Now, if you look, compare between what non-Muslim pay every year and what Muslim pay every year, you'll find definitely
That the Muslim pays more
pay more.
than the
And they are
non-Muslims.
obligated more to pay and share than non-Muslims.
Okay.
And this is meant to be this way.
Okay, we will continue this point because it's a very important point, inshallah. After the break, we will go for a quick break and we'll come back. So please stay with us. We have more to say.
Which of Allah's favors can we deny? Above all creatures, He chose us to be high.
Do you have questions that bother you? What about issues of concern to you? Would you like to share things on your mind with us? Are you interested in solutions based on an Islamic perspective? Please join me live in Meet Your Advisor every Friday at 9 p.m. Mecca time, here on Huda TV.
Be proactive.
How to be proactive in Islam, how to serve our religion, how to serve our life.
No, we want them to be proactive in matters that are related to their ummah, the true leader. And this is maybe we need to have this, okay, among us as Muslims. The true leader is the one who creates leaders.
So the society at the time of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, gave the chance for the children to blossom.
Now, who took the reward of this? The initiative of Ali bin Abi Talib. Ali bin Abi Talib took the reward because of his initiative.
How long have you been passive? How much time have you lost in your life because of negativity? Learn how to take conscious control over your life. Set your goals and work to achieve them in an Islamic way.
If you really love your wife, your children, your parents, your people, then you have to do your utmost. You have to do whatever you can in order to invite them to Islam. We are in need for this reminder. The main point is ikhlas, is sincerity, is what I want to get in the hereafter.
Join Sheikh Haytham Al-Haddad and his host, Muhammad Abdurrahim, in this inspiring show.
Which of Allah's favors can we deny? Above all creatures, He chose us to be high.
Welcome back. Professor Muhammad, when we are talking about al-jizya and the taxes or the fees that the non-Muslims have to pay to have protection from the outside of the country, this is what we were talking about. Some people will say, why they have to pay anyway, and the Muslims. But you mentioned at the end of that segment that if we made the calculation, we will find that the Muslims will pay more than the non-Muslims from this fee.
Yes.
So would you please clarify this part?
It is obvious wherever you go in this world right now. Let's just put aside for a little bit what we are talking about right now. If you go to any country, any place in this world, anyone lives in any place, his residency, whether that his residency was like a citizen of that country or as visitor or anything like this, he is gaining, he is benefiting from being in that place, right?
Yes.
So obviously he has to pay something. He is taking something, he has to give something. Life is based on this principle. And Islam based one of his principles on this one. Al-ghunm bil-ghurm. If you are gaining something, you have to give something. So you take and you give. You give, you take. So if you are residing in any place in this world, you are enjoying. If you go to the park, in the United States of America, or any place, this park you are enjoying being in that park, making some barbecue, having fun with your family. You cannot just say, I don't care about the maintenance of this park, right? I have to share because you reside in that area. So they have to take part of your money to fix and maintain all these facilities, public facilities, right? Because you are taking something, you have to give something. So this is Islamic. This is a human logic. So when these people living in a Muslim state, Muslim people, they have to pay. They have to share in the expenses of the Muslim state to be able to enable the Muslim state to take care of its citizens, regardless of their religion, right?
Yes.
So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala categorized the people who are living in a Muslim state, Muslims and non-Muslims. Muslims are sharing in this principle by paying part of their money, 2.5. As a zakat, this is generally speaking, 2.5. You have some other, maybe zakat, you pay maybe more than that. But generally speaking, 2.5. Non-Muslim people, they are paying, we call it jizya, long time ago.
Yes.
You could name it anything right now because the Christian of Bani Taghlib, they are Arabs. They hate
the word jizya.
The word of jizya. They said that we are Arabs and we don't accept. We feel that it's like we are offended by having this title of this word. So Sayyidina Umar said, it's no problem. Name it anything. Name it anything. So you could name it anything. If Egyptian Christian crypts in Egypt, because we have, as we said, we have Egyptian crypts Muslims.
Yes.
Because Egyptian, all of them, they were crypts.
Yeah.
Most of
Yes.
them. Most of them. Generally speaking, again.
Yes.
So if you have Christian crypts and you have Muslim crypts, Christian crypts, they when they say, we don't like the word of jizya because you are categorizing us as a second-degree citizen.
Yes.
Well, you are going to pay something, like Muslims, they are paying something. You don't like the name of jizya, don't call it jizya. Let the Muslim world don't call it jizya. Let the Muslims say, we are not going to say or call it jizya. We just say like tax, fee,
Yes.
service cost, something like this.
Yes.
It's not a big problem. But the whole concept here that everyone has to share in the expenses of the services of this Muslim state or any state because he is living, he is residing, he is enjoying his residency, so he has to share in this one. The other issue here that...
But I have a question, I'm sorry for interruption. Some of the non-Muslims will say, but we are joining the military, we are sharing the protection against others from outside, then why we should pay the fees or this jizya if this is for just protection from outside?
Now, what we said is like part of the philosophy of like paying something. But if you ask like any citizen of any country, suppose that some of them they are in the army,
yes,
like U.S. Army, U.S. Navy, something like this, they are still paying tax, right?
Yes.
So this is like double paying.
I see your point.
No, but some kind of money, nothing equal money. You need to have some money. You need to collect some money from maybe your own family to help someone, right?
Yes.
You are the head of this maybe tribe, the head of this family, the head of this maybe organization to help poor people, needy people, or from people. You said, don't support me by just talking and saying, and say we are going to be with you and support you. I need some money because we need to build something. We need to build some schools, some hospitals, some road, right?
Yes.
So money speaking and money speaks. So you have to have some money sharing, and the concept of sharing in the expenses of the services you are receiving from the state you are.
So basically, this fees, is it the equivalent of the zakah for Muslims, like the Muslims paying 2.5?
You could put
the
it this way.
non-Muslims are paying the fees?
Yeah, but you could put it this way. You could say at the same time Muslims are paying more than
Of course.
non-Muslim
Yes.
paying.
Is there a certain amount for this fee?
They have some difference among Muslims corrupt, but it's like a very, very small amount compared to the 2.5. And who pays this fee? Not everyone. The one who is able to work.
The one who is able only to work is the one who
Able
pays the fee.
to have some income, to earn money.
Mhm.
Suppose someone he is poor, maybe he is sick. He was very healthy person and he got an accident. He's not able to work anymore, or maybe for temporary time, he's not able to make money. So if a person that does not have an ability to make money, he doesn't pay money.
I see.
Not just this, we know as a fact, from Islamic law point of view, Muslim ruler is obligated to help non-Muslim if they don't have money to pay, and they are in need to some money to take care of their daily need, or their maybe life need or necessities, like getting married. Suppose a Christian young man, he came to the Muslim and he said, I don't have enough money to get married. Well, he does not pay the fee because he doesn't have money.
Yes.
He's a very needy person. But plus, he is in need to get married. Does the Muslim ruler would be in a good Islamic status if he said, well, I don't care about you? He has to. He must help that person.
Yeah.
So part of the Muslim money, if you said like the treasury, Muslim treasury has to be covering, in part of it, the non-Muslims need. Sick people, orphan lady, anything like this, to be covered by some of this Muslim treasury.
I see.
And it did happen in the Muslim history when Sayyidina Umar, he saw old man. He's like walking in the street, and he looks very, very poor, very needy, very, very, very sick. And he said, who is that person? He said, Amir al-Mu'minin, this is a Jew person or Christian person. He doesn't have money, he is very poor. He said, you take money from him when he was young, when he was strong, and then you disregard him when he was in that shape. Give him money. And he gave his order for that person to be given money to cover his need.
MashaAllah.
And this is, they call it the Islamic in advance, and
This is like the social security
subhanallah,
system.
just would like to say this word.
Yeah.
Yes. Islam was so advanced in that system before any country to come and claim this system.
Yeah, subhanallah.
As a matter of fact, United States of America, one of the things that make it superior, they did look as legislators, at others' civilization, at others' law, rules, including Muslims' rules, Muslim history. They adopted many of this from Muslims.
I see.
And nothing wrong with that. So this is like talking about the non-Muslims' status and some of their right with the Muslim state. Now, can we say now, are they allowed, just to clarify most of the important things regarding this issue, are non-Muslims living with Muslims in a Muslim state allowed to publicly say or act or practice whatever they believe, even if that was against Muslims' rules, Muslim principles and values? What is the limit of this? Well, as we said, they are allowed to worship,
Yes.
to keep their religion, to practice their religion, to have their own church, or maybe the temple where the Jewish they are worshiping. But are they allowed to go publicly and drink wine?
Because this is one of the things that they believe that it's, some of them believe that it's not haram. This is not, it's not unlawful.
The base here, not just for Jewish or Christians, even for Muslims. As we said in the other episode, any kind of act might cause damage or harm to the general and public interest is forbidden, whether coming out of Muslims or non-Muslims. So if you are saying now drinking alcoholic drinks publicly would be causing some damage to the youth or maybe families, principles and values in the society, it is forbidden in Islam. And this is the issue, this is the case. Islam will not allow anyone, Muslim or non-Muslim, to go and drink wine. If you're a Muslim, he would be punished, right?
Yes.
Because wine or drinking alcoholic drinks is unlawful.
Yeah.
For non-Muslim to go publicly and drink wine, he will be punished, not because it is unlawful to his religion, but because he is harming the whole society by making this publicly. So any act or saying might harm or cause damage to the whole society, or maybe harm the public interest, will be banned in the Muslim state according to this principle. And as a matter of fact, this is again and again, it's logic, and it's being practiced not just in a Muslim state or Muslim, maybe Islamic law mind and books. It is being practiced everywhere. In America, you cannot, or he cannot, any person, he cannot buy a bottle of beer in the daytime and take it without grabbing it with a paper bag or
Yes.
or something like to cover it.
Yes.
He has to put it in something to cover the bottle of beer.
Yes.
And they say because we don't want to harm children, kids, families, so you have to keep it this way.
I see.
He is allowed to drink it at his home, but he's not allowed to show it, to expose it to outside.
I saw this several times, and I never know why.
Yes.
Why is the reason behind that? They have it in the brown bag.
Exactly.
Yes. Now I understand.
Yes.
Now, would that be? This is regarding what is unlawful and might harm others. For example, in Egypt, they had the big issue about eating pork, and they when the swine flu happened. Would that be part of this?
This is a joke. I don't know what happened exactly, but non-Muslims, they are allowed to eat whatever is lawful according to their religion and their belief. They could buy it from their own stores. They could, eat it at their homes. They could make parties within themselves. We know out of experience, non-Muslims, when they live with Muslims and they have exchanged respect, no one is going to harm others' feelings intentionally. Like in Ramadan, most likely non-Muslim, Christian or Jews, they don't expose, their way of going against the Muslims practicing, just to provoke Muslims. When you have this Islamic criteria, this Islamic moral, Islamic behavior, Islamic rules, principles and values, you will see that you are spreading not just your understanding, you are spreading the respect, spreading very gentle way of living together. So they are allowed to eat whatever is lawful to their religion, to drink anything is lawful to their religion, but they cannot, do anything publicly might harm the public interest and maybe public benefit.
So the point here is about publicly.
Yes.
So they can drink if they want to drink at home. They can eat pig or pork at home, but they cannot do this publicly. Like, for example, in Ramadan, Muslims cannot eat or drink publicly in front of people while they're supposed to be fasting.
Mm-hmm.
This is true. Now, regarding this, because some people saying that if Islamic law is applying, that will force non-Muslims to escape from the country. But if we read the history, we will find when Islamic law was applying, there was still Christians or Jews in the country. So the existence itself of the non-Muslims in the country, I don't think it will be harmed if we apply the Muslim country or the Islamic law in the Muslim country.
Now, if we agreed, as we said in the beginning, that this meant to be this way, to encourage Muslims and encourage non-Muslims, and both way you are encouraging each section for a certain goal, very high goal. You are inviting or encouraging Muslims to deliver the message in the best way. You are inviting or encouraging others, non-Muslims, to come and take a close look at Islam
I see.
by seeing, watching, living together with non-Muslims. So this is like invitation for both sides, encouragement for both sides. And this is only by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah is inviting both parties.
I see.
You know, if you read Al-Quran Al-Kareem, and you know, you read Al-Quran Al-Kareem, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, sometimes when you stop at one of the verses, you could notice and significantly what we are talking about. The whole issue is you are inviting.
Yes.
The whole issue that you are calling others, come to me. I would like to introduce myself to you. Introduce yourself to me. I would like to exchange. I would like to come together and somehow to be able to deliver the message. Benefit both of us. Benefit our country, our state. Benefit the whole mankind. قل يا أهل الكتاب تعالوا إلى كلمة سواء بيننا وبينكم ألا نعبد إلا الله ولا نشرك به شيئا ولا يتخذ بعضنا بعضا أربابا من دون الله. This is like invitation from Allah. All the people of the book, come, a common belief, common thing we believe in, the logic. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put the details of this invitation. It's an invitation from Allah. قل يا أهل الكتاب تعالوا. You know, the word of ta'ala in Arabic language is very beautiful. Ta'ala. Come over. Let us do something. And that will maybe answer some accusation by many Muslim scholars, including myself, to what they call it that interfaith activities, interfaith groups, interfaith maybe ceremonies. Each side, they stay at their belief. They are just cooperating with something they believe in to maybe help some general maybe interest or goals. But they forgot that they have disregard, especially Muslims. They did disregard the main mission Allah has created them for, subhanahu wa ta'ala. And they are not giving the others people their right.
Okay, inshallah we'll go for a quick break. Please stay with us, and you can communicate with us. Call us at 00202 38555 or 249, or you can email us at islamiclawtoday@huda.tv. Please stay with us.
Which of Allah's favors can we deny? Above all creatures, He chose us to be high.
In your standpoint of view, are there specific or certain criteria to choose your spouse or a partner, to marry or not to marry? Maybe that's the question. Do we revise the quality of performance of our treatment between the family members as fathers or mothers? As they say usually, it's not what you say, it's how would you say it. Wouldn't you like to be a good storyteller for your kids? Neurobiologically speaking, child abuse and emotional trauma causes scars in the brain of the child, and this might be not easily healing. What's the exact job description of a father? Is it clothing, payments and feeding, or other important things? Well, I think the job description of a father is merely giving him love and care, self-confidence, giving him sense of security, and checking for the points of strengths to strengthen them. What about potty training and its planning? Oh yeah, actually, it's a state, it's a condition. Fatherhood is not a body or a person, it's a state. Are you a good or skillful designer for the policy and the long-term plans of the life of your kids? Join us every Wednesday for family issues.
Dear viewers, Huda programs can be watched in the English section of the in-flight entertainment directory on board all Saudi airline flights, domestic and international. Sit back, relax and enjoy watching Huda's entertaining and enlightening shows on your trip. Huda wishes you a safe and successful journey. Huda, a light in every home.
Which of Allah's favors can we deny? Above all creatures, He chose us to be high.
Welcome back. Professor Muhammad, we will talk about the news of the hour. Of course, you have heard about what happened with Osama bin Laden. And
You are laughing and you are smiling, which is very strange, feelings and reaction. Go ahead.
It's mix-up feeling.
Yes,
it's a mix-up
I know,
feeling,
I know.
and because I know some people, I'm laughing because I know some people's reaction toward this topic itself, to make it publicly.
Yes.
Especially when it comes from two Muslim Americans.
Yes, I understand exactly what come out of you out of this. Yes.
So how did you receive the news?
Well, first of all, unfortunately, again, Islamic law is the most absentee of the big event in this world right now. You could hear people from different background, different ideologies, different thought, different profession, analyze big event like this. But I'm talking about like big institute in the media field to bring some Muslim scholars to talk about this issue. They bring maybe actors, some maybe writers, different kind of profession. But I wish that maybe CNN maybe or CBS to bring a real Muslim scholar to talk about this issue. First of all, we have to say that Osama bin Laden does represent an ideology.
He does represent an ideology.
Right. Does it fit in the Islamic law criteria, principles and values? We said that a long time ago. His ideology does not fit.
Does not fit.
We are talking about, generally speaking, about his ideology.
Okay.
Because sometimes you have an ideology mixed with falsehood, truth, wrong opinion, right opinions, Islamic, non-Islamic. You could have something like this, right?
Yeah.
So you could maybe shape the whole ideology with the final judgment by saying it is Islamic, it is un-Islamic. So I could say, from Islamic law point of view, his ideology, generally speaking, it is not Islamic, does not fit in the Islamic law criteria.
Why?
For many reasons. First of all, no one does have the right to declare war or declare jihad unless he is within the Muslim state and we have authority in that Muslim state. We have to differentiate between situation of declaring war or jihad against other state and defending your own country, your own state. So if someone declaring war against other state, he cannot do that unless he is the Muslim ruler or is acting on behalf of the Muslim ruler. To have Muslim ruler to issue a declaration of war, he has to have a state.
Yes.
And he has to have an authority in that state, which is not there. We don't have these conditions. So it is invalid declaration. Osama bin Laden or some other maybe people in the world, they don't have the authority from Islamic law point of view to declare war, declare jihad against other state because they don't have this authority. They are not within the Muslim state or within the Muslim authorities.
I have a point here. Someone will tell you that Osama bin Laden was in Afghanistan, and with the Taliban, he was the ruler of Afghanistan, which is an Islamic state.
Well, Afghanistan is, again, it's like chaos. Afghanistan does not represent state or authorities. They have tribes. And, we did not hear about Taliban even after the removal of or the departure of the Soviet armies, right?
Yes.
Before that, we have like 7 or 9 parties, Afghani parties. Arab, they were working with these people. They are trying to unite them. They fail to unite all of them. After they finish fighting the Soviet Union, they come back and fight each other. And we know, as a fact, they killed some of each other. And then Osama bin Laden has taken the opportunity of that to have this kind of situation, but he does not represent Muslim ruler status. He was not within a Muslim state that has an authority to declare war against other state. So this is the first point. Now, we said that we have to differentiate between declaration of war or jihad against other state, if you have an Islamic reason for that, and defending your own country or your state. Suppose that someone did invade your country. You have the right to defend. You don't have to take permission from anyone.
I see.
It's like necessities situation. So just to clarify these two different or separate issues.
Okay.
The second thing, Islamic law does not authorize anyone to do what we call it the mass killing. We've been ordered by the Prophet ﷺ to have mercy on everything and to be worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, God. Even we are killing or slaughtering a sheep or goat or chicken. إن الله كتب الإحسان على كل شيء. فإذا قتلتم فأحسنوا القتلة وإذا ذبحتم فأحسنوا الذبحة. If even you are killing a sheep to eat the meat of that sheep, you're being commanded to be so merciful, be nice.
Yes.
I could remember myself, maybe when I go to some farm in the United States of America, to where they are allowing that to happen, to just slaughter a sheep, you have to give it a very special moment in his last moment in his life, wrap on his neck, let him lay down, talk something good to him, direct him to the Qibla, sharp your knife, and do it very fast to not let him be have the pain of the killing. This is just for like sheep or goat.
Yes.
So Islamic law does not authorize someone to have mass killing and to have this kind of big victims in one time. And this goes both way. For Muslims authorizing themselves to do something like this, and for non-Muslims to authorize themselves to do something like this. So mass killing is forbidden in Islam, whether coming from Muslims or non-Muslims, like throwing bombs in a town or village to kill children and women and maybe 100 people just because you are targeting one or two persons. It is not lawful in Islam.
And as well, it's not lawful to kill even one innocent person.
Exactly. So now the third point, so we said about Muslim state authorities, we talk about mass killing, now innocent people. The Prophet ﷺ, one of his principles at war, when he is able to declare war, don't kill women, don't kill children, don't kill old people. Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq, when he was about just to let the army leave the town or the city, to remind them about the Prophet ﷺ, commandment, teachings, orders, rules, principles, morals. Don't kill. Don't kill. Don't kill.
Don't cut a tree. Don't even animals.
Subhanallah. So means he that you always forbidden to kill anyone who does not raise weapon against you.
Yes.
Now, when someone said, "Well, but these people are living in the same country, and this country is fighting us," let us put this argument aside a little bit. The whole country is fighting us. Let us say that the whole country is fighting Muslims, country somewhere. That does not mean, from Islamic law point of view, to legalize yourself to kill innocent people, children, women, boys. Even at war, when the Prophet said, "Don't kill women," he was talking about at war. He was talking about the battlefield situation. That means if you imagine that Muslims' army is fighting some other armies, and they are in the battlefield, and Muslim army they found a woman, or kid, or old person. By the order of Prophet, they are not allowed to kill these people. They are at war. But you could ask yourself, what they are doing, these people at war, at the battlefield? What woman could do at the battlefield? Maybe she could able to support her husband,
Yes.
or maybe the armies, to give us some kind of maybe enthusiasm or something like this. But even though you are not allowed to kill women or children or all people,
Which
unless
is,
they are raising the weapon against you. So these are like principles in Islam. These people they went totally against them.
yes,
It is rejectable in Islamic law.
mashallah. Unfortunately, we don't have much time for this. What is left is almost nothing.
Do you have 1 minute?
Even few seconds.
So maybe next episode we'll talk about burying him in the sea.
About Bin Laden, yes. We will talk, inshallah, next episode we will talk more about the death of Bin Laden and from the Islamic point of view. And I have more questions about breaking the treaty agreement between countries if there is a war or something like this.
Inshallah.
Thank you very much, Professor Muhammad, for being with us and sharing your knowledge with us. Dear respected viewers, inshallah, we will meet again next week. You can call us or communicate with us through our email, islamiclawtoday@huda.tv. Inshallah, we will try next week to answer your questions. Thank you for being with us. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Which of Allah's favors can we deny? Above all creatures, He chose us to be high. To Him we belong, to Him is our return. Life in this world is only a sojourn. To the angels He commanded that man be respected. Shaitan he did not, and so was he rejected. Compared to the angels, we are but clay. As long as Allah we obey, we'll not go astray. As the best of His creation, only us did He deem. This for us is honor, this high esteem. His qudrat it is that cause winds to blow. He gives us provision so that we may grow.